The top stories: residents of Addis Ababa claim that maintaining the country's peace and security is a matter of life and death. And recently opened Science Museum is said pivotal to drastically aid socio-economic progress of the nation. Hello and thank you for joining us. You're watching Addis News Hour with the news. I'm Tabitha John. Stay with us. The government's directions for the Ethiopian year of 2015, signaled by the Republic's president on Monday at the parliament, is generating reactions from residents in Addis Ababa. Approached by ETV, some of Addis residents underlined that ensuring the peace and security of Ethiopia remains a life and death issue. The residents nevertheless warned that a unilateral initiative from the government will not help bring about a cessation of hostilities, adding that the TPLF is duty-bound to face the bitter truth staring at it. Take a look at the reactions compiled by our staff reporter, Haptam Ashagri.
Apart from the threat posed by the war in the north, security remains precarious in some other parts of the country as well. The government should give prime attention to ensure peace. If the situation merits it, peaceful settlement of the conflict is a preferred choice. All stakes must exert efforts of this initiative to take off the ground.
The government's calm and its relentless efforts to find a peaceful remedy is laudable. It literally begged the TPLF to accept this option. We all want bloodshed to end. The ball, by all accounts, is in the TPLF's side of the field.
The president's directions are congruent with the realities prevalent in the country and help to bring the much-desired peace. While the government has kept the ball rolling to bring peace, the TPLF remains belligerent and is saying my way or the highway. That explains why peace hangs by the threadbare. The general public needs to stand alongside the government to bring peace and stability. We need to forge greater unity so that we remain stoic in the face of tough times. But if push turns to shove, we will pay our share and very gladly.
Built on a 7-hectare space and hosting 2 major building complexes, Ethiopia's newly inaugurated Science Museum shows 30 interactive exhibits that demonstrate many diverse scientific subjects. This spectacular facility is every bit an expression of Ethiopia's determination to adapt to the ever-growing technological developments. The dome-shaped architecture signifies continuous growth and man's creativity, says Tigasar Nisa, our staff reporter who strolled across every square inch of the state-of-the-art building. Take a look at her report.
The new Science Museum in the heart of Addis Ababa signifies a continuous growth in mankind's creativity. This beautiful piece of architecture stretches across 7 hectares of land. It is also portrayed as an expression of Ethiopia's determination to adapt to ever-growing technological developments.
Here, there are a lot of science exhibitions. The 3 science technology related companies of Ethiopia has been here for the last almost 1 week. Artificial intelligence, Ethio Telecom, and Information Network Security Agency. Each companies have tried to demonstrate what they have achieved so far in terms of technology and problem solving toward this technology and the economy or the social problems. The main section where we are here is Ethio Telecom section. In Ethio Telecom section, we have tried to demonstrate our past, the current, and the future in terms of technology. So what we have here is we have tried to show what we have been using in the last 128 years, including the first telephone apparatus that we have been using in Ethiopia. Most of the time, I mean, what we learn in school is more of theoretical. So for science to have a memorable experience, we need such spaces, science museums, and where you can exhibit or you can touch and physically experience what's being told by the scientists or technology-related news. So it's an opportunity for everybody to have a memorable experience toward this technology, like the 5G, and we have tried to demonstrate what technology has brought to mining, education, health, and including in fostering the human life, like we have tried to demonstrate the smart home. So plus to that, around 38 innovators have tried, or startups have tried to demonstrate what they have been doing in science area. So it's a good platform where people can have a memorable experience toward the science and technology, and also can have a chance to demonstrate what they have been trying to do or trying to solve people's problem using technology. As well as it's a good opportunity for students and kids to be inspired toward the science, what they have learned in school and what they can do toward the theoretical aspects of science and technology.
It was the venue for the first Pan-African Artificial Intelligence Conference and exhibition, an essential tool for networking, learning and co-creating across the continent.
Everybody, as you can see, so many people, including kids and from different community, are trying to come and experience. This tells you that people are in need of such spaces and such exhibitions. So I would like to call everybody to come and enjoy what we have tried to deploy here toward this technology, toward this innovations and problem solving AI-based or technology-based solutions. So if everybody come and have a look at what we have tried to demonstrate here, definitely they will enjoy and they will inspire their kids. And we have also a lot of game experiences, educational primary level programming and robotic educational trainings. So I would like to call and invite people to come and enjoy with their family.
Reporting for ETV English, Tigis Sarnesa, the Science Museum at Addis Ababa.
Meanwhile, visitors approached by ETV say the museum, located opposite the National Palace, serves as a platform where scientific innovations will be conceived and born to support the growth and development of Ethiopia. They said digital transformation will be a catalyst to spur Ethiopia's ambitious economic growth, adding that it will help the nation stay competitive in this globalized and digital era. Their views are compiled as follows. Take a look.
I think the younger generation can know how AI can be useful for in many areas, especially this country lacks many domain experts. So artificial intelligence can replicate the knowledge of those domain experts. So these younger generations can be inspired to do those things, and also they will be inspired to come up with different solutions for other areas like agriculture, because there are many applications of artificial intelligence also in the other exhibitions, also not only in the AI. There are many inspiring shows, so those students will be very excited for this field, because now they know that it can be done in Ethiopia, because we have showed them some of the things that that are being done in-house. So they will be inspired to do further great things.
Here we see about technologies, and this museum, it shows us how a technology that's made, and we learned about 5Gs and what they made, and to become a legend, to work like that.
Actually, right now, this section is going to show all the people the new technology where we have been got it from Ethiopia Telecom, and we hope so as to continue very well, and we hope also for our family here so as to be upgraded, so as to find all what is it, the benefits from this technology.
What I did not even know we had all this, and now it's really nice to see that our country is going in the right direction, and all the innovations. I also saw a robot dog, which was actually really cool. I saw the smart home, and it's really nice. And now I hope our country can develop into to come into our normal house, to use all this stuff that is being innovated. Now it's really cool for the younger generation, and it's really nice to see.
Actually, what is it is very good expressions, and it's very modern. And right now we are catching so as to be the first country in Africa so as to do something like that.
Yeah, no, honestly, I said, I want to help out in all I can, when it comes to technology, because I'm really interested in coding, it has actually inspired me to pursue my goals in that.
As you try to see what have been done so far from the AI aspect, it's applicable in every areas, especially in health. I mean, as you know, we do have the number of medical doctors ratio to the population is very small. So what we have tried to achieve in AI, using the AI technology, can significantly impact the health sector. Plus to that, in industry, in the mining areas as well, also in any investigation areas, it's very helpful. Plus to that, people's life can transform using AI-based or AI-implemented solutions.
Ethiopia, as an ancient country in the world, has always been known by its particular history, tradition.
I think it's a beautiful country, but what I like most about Ethiopia is its people. Everybody's kind.
Here in Addis Ababa, lots of changes have been happening right after Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed has come to power.
There are some kind of cultural things, if you can see, there are some religions over there.
This one is another aspect that introduces the park ultimately as Ethiopia is working toward this promotion.
The really good ice cream.
Yeah, I can only agree.
Right now I am going to the kids' playground area, which is found in Andinet Park.
Look how fun it is. It's so crowded and big.
The U.S. lawmakers declared that it is time for the Biden administration to cease comparing Ethiopia's legitimate government with the terrorist TPLF and to reinstate Ethiopia's inclusion in the African Growth and Opportunity Act, AGOA. Mark Warner, a senator from Virginia, and Don Baer, a representative for Virginia's 8th Congressional District, both underlined during their speeches at the 2nd Annual Ethiopian Fall Festival that the United States should avoid treating the government and the outlawed party equally. Restoration of Ethiopia's AGOA advantage is also crucial. He emphasized that it is time to accept that Ethiopia's democratically elected government is the nation's future and urged everyone to support democracy and work to resolve the problem in a way that respects the wishes of the Ethiopian people. The elected representatives attended the event, listened to the opinions of their constituents, and emphasized that the time had come come to reconsider the United States' long-standing policy towards Ethiopia. According to Senator Warner, the African diaspora must join Ethiopia's efforts and give the campaign a continental flavor because it is so significant in Virginia and throughout the United States. Bayer highlighted that the Biden administration should rescind its decision to delist Ethiopia from AGOA and maintain its benefits. The Ethiopian Embassy in Djibouti, in partnership with the International Organization for Migration (IOM), organized a function to distribute a cash donation of $12,472 to 42 vulnerable Ethiopian migrants in Djibouti. Birhanu Tsaggaye, Ethiopian ambassador in Djibouti, and Stephanie Daviet, the nation's IOM representative, presented vulnerable Ethiopian migrants with cash donations that had been raised through creative financial mobilization strategies. Speaking on the occasion, Ambassador Tsaggaye praised the fundraising efforts and emphasized the value of migrant awareness building. Stephanie Daviet also expressed gratitude for the embassy's ongoing support in helping the IOM's efforts, further underlining the organization's commitment to exerting the necessary support. The recipients, for their part, expressed gratitude to the International Migration Group and the Ethiopian Embassy in Djibouti for the funds raised. In business, a delegation led by the Minister of Finance Ahmed Shide arrived in Washington, D.C. to attend the annual conferences of the World Bank Group and the International Monetary Fund, IMF. The annual meeting has been launched with the theme Unity in Times of Crisis. National Bank Governor Yinagar Dese and State Minister of Finance Eyob Takaling are part of the delegation. The Ethiopian ambassador to the U.S., Seleshi Bekele, tweeted that meetings about bilateral and international concerns had taken place at the embassy in Washington, D.C. The World Bank Group and the International Monetary Fund's annual meetings were held in Washington, D.C. in April 2014, and a delegation led by the Minister of Finance attended. In their respective speeches, David Malpass, president of the World Bank Group, and Kristalina Georgieva, managing director of the International Monetary Fund, discussed the circumstances in which solutions to crises that arise in a dynamic world can be personalized. The annual meeting will last until October 17, 2022. Various Kenyan delegation members to Ethiopia underlined their belief that fostering cultural exchange is essential to advancing regional unity. Mohammed Ahmed, a businessman and member of the group, claimed in an exclusive interview with the Ethiopian news agency that bringing the Ethiopian and Kenyan communities together will promote cultural exchange and regional unity. Shagao Yamata has more from the Ethiopian news agency.
In their recent trip to Ethiopia, members of the Kenyan delegation said cultural exchanges will greatly help to regional integration. For this, they underlined that greater public diplomacy and people-to-people ties will help accelerate the process of cultural integration.
Because we have both communities living in Ethiopia side, and we have other communities in Kenya side also, the same community, same culture, same language. So if we can be able to bring these communities together, we can also create value to our tourism sector, that we can be able now to not only bring this cultural but add value. People can come and visit Ethiopia and see. So they can create a synergy between Kenya has wildlife and the sea. Ethiopia has a very strong cultural values and ancient historical areas people can come and visit.
Regarding the Recha festivity, the members expressed delight in being a part of the unique event, adding the annual festivity should not be boxed into Oromia or Ethiopia, but it should be the African event.
This is what should be. This Recha should not be just, boxed into an Oromo event or just an Ethiopian event. This is an African event because it is African culture. and people should come from all over the world, come, enjoy the event. When people come, we also expect to get foreign exchange because visitors will come. They will spend money. They will stay in the hotel. You know, this will have an input for the foreign currency also for the country. So it's a wonderful event. We were here in Addis, then we went to Bishoftu as well, and you can see the love and the peacefulness. People came, enjoyed, beautiful dress, wonderful people, they had fun, and everybody left home.
Osman Gutu, community leader for Tana River country, stated that small communities can make an event inclusive.
When you have an event, because every society, people have different cultures and they have this kind of ceremonies and events, festivals that happens. But it happens in a smaller way. It's not like these big events that brings everybody together. So he has learned that if this, he can take this message also back home, that small communities also can make it to be an inclusive festival that many communities can join. So this is the second experience.
Ambassador, I want you to explain about the bilateral relationship between Ethiopia and India.
Indians have always found Ethiopia to be their home.
The relationship in international fora of UNSC. So what's the impetus for India and what's the mutual understanding in such occasions?
We have always looked at our sisters and brothers in Africa, in Asia and in the Caribbean as our own.
What's your take on the efforts of the government of Ethiopia now to conduct a national dialogue?
African solutions for African problems.
And finally, Tunisians have been hit with soaring food prices and shortages of basic staples in recent weeks, threatening to escalate simmering discontent in the North African country. People stand in line for hours for these food essentials that have long been subsidized and are now increasingly available in rations only. We have more on that. Take a look.
The cradle of the Arab Spring protests, Tunisia is running into longer turmoil. Sugar, vegetable oil, rice, and even bottled water periodically disappear from supermarkets and grocery stores. People stand in line for hours for these food essentials that have long been subsidized and are now increasingly available in rations only.
It is not possible to live without food. We can live without furniture or a building or anything unnecessary, but eating is a necessary thing, especially on occasions like Eid, Ramadan or Milad. And we can't do without basic ingredients no matter what.
Inflation has reached a record rate of 9.1%, of the highest in 3 decades. According to the National Institute of Statistics, the Central Bank of Tunisia added a hit by increasing bank fees and interest rates.
Provide us oil, sugar and semolina. This now costs $5 a kilo, and 5 liters of oil has now become $17.
The government has blamed speculators, black market hoarders, and the war in Ukraine, but economic experts say the government's own budget crisis and its inability to negotiate a long-sought loan from the International Monetary Fund have added to Tunisia's troubles.
تونس في ظل هذا الارتفاع للأسعار أصبحت غير قادرة على أن تكون في الصف الأول من الدول.
Faced with this price increase, Tunisia has become one of the first countries unable to pay for its purchases of raw materials. There is a lack of cereals, of energy, and many more. Producing countries sell to countries which they have confidence will pay. But Tunisia is at the back of the queue, and sometimes it misses its turn, which explains the shortages of subsidized basic materials like sugar, flour, vegetable oil, because all these things are imported materials.
Tunisia relies heavily on imports, and its long-running economic troubles mean it has limited leverage on international markets to secure the goods it needs.
You're watching Addis News Hour. Here's a reminder of the stories making headlines. Residents of Addis Ababa claim that maintaining the country's peace and security is a matter of life and death. And recently opened Science Museum is said pivotal to drastically aid socio-economic progress of the nation. That's all we had for now. I'm Tabitha John. Many thanks for watching. Have a good night and take care.